In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix back pain in 30 seconds. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, I'm going to show easy exercises that may help relieve back pain within 30 seconds. And to make it easy, I'm going to split it up into 3 separate parts. Each part will focus on a major cause of back pain. In the first part, we're going to focus on muscle tightness. That's muscle spasms, muscle knots, trigger points, you name it. In the second part, we're going to focus on joint stiffness that might be leading to less mobility. In the third part, we're going to focus on the big one, which is muscle weakness. All 3 parts, they work a little bit differently. To get the best results, go through all 3, take what works best for you. As a bonus, all of these exercises can be done at home and they require no special equipment. So let's get started and fix that back pain for good right now. In this part, we're going to focus on getting back pain relief that is being caused by muscle tightness, including muscle spasms, knots, trigger points, those type of things. This one is what I call the $2 muscle fix because I'm going to be using 2 ordinary tennis balls placed in a sock. Twist the end, put a knot right there, and at that point you have what is known as a peanut tool. The peanut tool works really well because you're going to lie flat on it and put the spine right in between the 2 grooves. That way it hits the muscles off to the side. This method can be used from the upper back all the way down to the lower back, including over the pelvis. Just lie flat on your back next to a wall or a door. Put your feet flat against the door, knees roughly bent at 90 degrees. You kind of want your hips and your knees in a nice straight line. I'm going to demonstrate this on the lower back and the pelvis, but again, you can do this method over the upper and middle backs. So take the tennis balls right here, the peanut tool, and place it right over the spot that you're having a lot of tightness. Let's say it's right here at the top of the lower back for me. I'm just going to center it over that spot and then allow my body weight to go down. The nice thing with this method is you can use your legs to raise and lower it to create enough pressure in there where it's causing a self-massage but not causing any irritation. So press down until you feel a deep but comfortable amount of pressure in there. And what I'm going to do from there is take my hands, put them on my hips, and do a simple pelvic rock or tilt. So just kind of rock the pelvis up and down like this, kind of like tucking the tailbone. What you'll notice is it glides, those muscles will glide over the tennis balls and it feels really good. This really will help pinpoint and attack muscle spasms and knots throughout the whole back. I do this for about 15 to 20 seconds, just doing nice, slow, controlled breathing. At that point, I can relax, take a breather. If I feel like I need another set or 2, do that. Just keep doing it until you feel that muscle not relax. I do recommend with every repetition too to drive your body weight down into it just a little bit more to focus on trying to break that up just a little bit more at that point, and then you can just switch over different spots as needed. If you feel like you need to take this one to the next level, instead of taking the pelvis and rocking it up and down, what you can do is a marching motion like this. What you'll notice is that the body weight gets put over those spots of the tennis balls just a little bit more. So experiment with doing a marching motion like this, again for about 15-20 seconds. And you can also then switch over different spots. If you're having more pain across the sacrum over the pelvis, this is how you can attack that. So what I'm going to do is take my peanut tool and place it right over the sacrum. That's right below the belt line. I'm going to apply enough pressure in there to get that nice self-massage, but this time around I'm going to take my hands, put them off to the side for a stable anchor point, take my knees, put my legs together, and then bring my knees towards my chest. What I'm going to do from here is slowly rock from side to side, and this feels really good. The sacrum is a very hard spot to really get in there and release a lot of tightness, so this rocking motion, this sacral roll, really helps with that. I just try to do this for about 10 to 15 slow repetitions on each side, and with each repetition try to bring the knees down just a little bit more. But give that a try, and I hope that it gives very quick back pain relief. In this part, we're going to go over mobility exercises that are going to help relieve back pain caused by joint stiffness. This first one is what I like to call Dr. Rowe's all-in-one back stretch. It's 3 separate movements that are going to target a lot of muscles throughout the whole back. I'm going to start off in bed pretty close to the edge, and I'm going to prop my upper back on my elbows just like this. They're kind of in a V shape, and I just put my hands together in kind of like a fist like this. I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest, and I'm going to start with what is known as a scorpion. So I'm going to bend my knees roughly at 90 degrees, and I'm going to put my legs together. From there, I'm just going to slowly turn my hips and legs in one direction while keeping my upper body supported on my forearms. The more that you go over, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch into the back. You'll also feel it off to the side, into the core, all the way down to the hips. You want to hold this position for about 20 seconds. Do nice, slow, controlled breathing also. From there, just relax and then repeat it on the other side. Next, we're going to go into a pose called the Cobra. Let's start off with what is known as the press-up stretch or the half cobra. Again, I'm going to prop myself up on my elbows just like this, tuck my chin towards my chest, and then I'm going to press up with my arms to put my back into extension. The key with this exercise also is not to raise your hips up like this. Keep them flat. Only press up in the back until you feel a deep stretch. I feel it in the core, the lower back, and also the front of the legs. This one is going to hit the hip flexors, a big instigator of back pain. You want to hold this one comfortably for about 20 to 30 seconds. Do nice, slow, controlled breathing. To take the Cobra to the next level, what you can do instead of propping up like this is to go into the full Cobra. So I put my arms off to my sides and then I press up like this as much as I can. Again, not lifting up on my hips. But when you do this, you're going to feel a deep stretch. I feel it throughout the whole back, from the upper all the way down to my tailbone pretty much. Very good core stretch, and also those hip flexors are engaging. Hold this one for 20 to 30 seconds and then relax. You can take this one to even the next level by using a rolled up bed sheet. What the bed sheet does is allows you to pinpoint areas in the lower back to help open them up just a little bit more with the Cobra. So roll up a large bed sheet and place it right over the spot in the lower back that you want to focus on. You're just going to take the 2 ends right here, pull them forward, and then kind of lock them down into the bed with your arm weight. The movement is very simple again. What I'm doing is I'm going into that full Cobra, keeping my hips flat on the bed right here, but I'm pulling forward with the 2 ends at the same time. This really pinpoints and intensifies that stretch in the lower back, and it feels really good. Again, do this one for about 20 to 30 seconds. You can relax and then repeat over different spots as needed. This final one is called the child's pose. I'm going to go up on my knees just like this and then put my arms right out in front of me. Really grip into the bed or the floor with your fingers and crawl forward with them until you feel a good stretch in the upper back and the upper back. From there, tuck your chin towards your chest. You're going to rock your whole body backward, kind of like taking your butt towards your heels. You'll feel a deep stretch from the upper back going all the way down to the lower back. I feel it all the way down to my tailbone. With this one too, you really want the chest to sag downward towards the bed or the floor too. It'll really help open up in between the shoulder blades for a very good postural exercise. Hold this one comfortably. Do nice, slow, controlled breathing for about 20 to 30 seconds. From there, you can rock forward and relax. To take this one to the next level, instead of going straight forward with it, let's lean our upper body towards one side. This right here will open up the opposite side that you're leaning towards. So if you're going towards the left, you're really going to feel it on the right. It hits a muscle called the QL or the quadratus lumborum, a big instigator of one-sided back pain. Again, 20 to 30 second hold, and then I'm just going to do it on the other side. But go through all of these motions. If you feel like one is helping you out the most, throw more repetitions in at that point, but I recommend doing this complete cycle for about 3 sets. So here's another great full back mobility exercise, but this one is going to target the upper and middle backs just a little bit more. Let's go next to a wall. I'm going to start off in a scissored lunge stance, both knees roughly at 90 degrees. The side facing towards the wall is going to be our top knee. The other knee is going to go bent on the floor. Make sure to put a pillow or towel underneath it for extra comfort. So let's start by placing the side that is facing the wall flush against it. From our ankle to our knee, hip, and shoulder, stable anchor point. From there, I'm going to have very good upright posture. I'm going to tuck my chin slightly towards my chest, and then I'm going to put the arm that is facing the wall straight out in front of me. Put the back of the hand against the wall too for another stable anchor point. The first movement is very easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lunge forward as much as I can until I feel an activation of the front of the leg, those hip flexors, on the knee that is touching the floor. This right here really helps open up those hip flexors, a big instigator of lower back pain. Once we feel that, we're going to take it to the next level by straightening the other arm and then turning and rotating our whole back, including our head, in the opposite direction. Go as far as you're able to go. You should feel a deep stretch in the upper back and middle back in between the shoulder blades. The goal is to take the back of the hand here and touch the wall. If you don't have the flexibility, build into it as much as you can. Through repetitions, you'll get more flexibility over time. But I try to hold this one for about 20 to 30 seconds. Do nice, slow, controlled breathing also. From there, just come back and relax. On the next repetition, challenge yourself by stretching into it even more. You want to do this one for 3 to 5 complete repetitions. And when you're done on one side, switch to the other to keep them both in balance. Without a doubt, if you not only want to get rid of back pain, but get rid of it for good, your main focus should be on strengthening the back. This first one is going to be a combination exercise that is going to focus on the back and also the front, the core. So when you put them together, you're going to get the best of both worlds. You can do this one in bed or on a floor. Let's start with the pelvic bridge. I'm going to lie flat on my back. My knees are going to be bent, feet flat. My hands are going to go on my hips. I'm going to drive my hips and pelvis upward towards the ceiling until I have a nice straight line from my knees to my hips to my shoulders. If this position is difficult to get into, like let's say you can only raise up a little bit, do the best that you can. Over time, hopefully you will build strength and also flexibility to get into this position. But in this position, you should feel the core muscles engaged, the lower back, the glutes, the legs, everything that supports the spine. You want to hold this one for 5 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather. Try to do this one for 10 to 15 repetitions. If you feel like this one right here is a little bit too easy, you can lift one leg up and take it to the next level and put all of the weight on one side. Just remember, whatever you do on one side, always do on the other to keep them both in balance. From there, if you feel like you have a little bit more left in the tank, you can throw in another set or two. But next, let's switch over to what is known as the bird dog. That's going to focus more on the core muscles in the front. So let's turn over and get on all fours just like this. What I'm going to do from here is tuck my chin towards my chest. I'm going to then start to straighten one leg out. I'm going to keep the foot flat on the bed or the floor and kind of reach my toes away from me as much as I can until I feel the muscles in the calves, the hamstrings go up towards the hips, into the glutes, and then my lower back. Once we feel that, I'm going to slowly start to raise the leg up while still reaching out with my foot. Try to get the leg pretty much straight out just like this. You're going to feel the core muscles engage. To take it to the next level, really try to brace those core muscles while doing this. Hold this one comfortably for about 5 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax and then repeat it on the other side. You want to do this for 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. And again, if you feel like you have a little bit more left in the tank, you can do this one for 3 complete sets. This strengthening exercise is going to focus more on the upper and middle backs, especially in between the shoulder blades. It's really good for anybody that deals with forward-leaning posture all day long. It's known as the shoulder blade liftoff, and we just need a door or a wall. So start off by putting your whole backside flush against that door or a wall, pretty much from your butt, upper back, and head. Put your feet and legs together and put your feet slightly out in front of you so your body is kind of leaning into the door. From there, my elbows are going to go bent at 90 degrees. I'm going to put them off to my side and then push them into the door. The movement is very easy. What I want to do is drive my elbows, push into the door, and then lift my body off. So I'm not trying to round my back into this one, but instead using my elbows to press forward. When you do this, you're going to feel the chest engage. You're also going to feel the upper back muscles engage in between the shoulder blade. Really focus on feeling that. You want to hold this one for about 5 seconds. From there, you're just going to relax, take a breather. Try to do this one for 10 to 15 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to drive yourself forward even more. You want to do that for about 3 sets, and to make this one harder, just space your feet further in front of you. If the exercises helped you, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.